Today I watch a lot of people fall into trap, which is signing the car loan. And as I watching this a lot, it seems like this deal, this agreement has become like a daylight robbery. People don't think that it's robbery, but when you start doing a calculation, that's actually robbery. You lost a lot of money when you're signing for this car loan, and with all the high interest rate that people think is normal, but it's truly not normal. It can put a lot of stress on your financial, and that's one thing that I'm really want to get away from, to not be being trapped in this trap. And I have a lesson that I've gotten before this. I bought this motorcycle. I I had been in debt for that motorcycle, and it's I really something that I really need at that time. That's something that reduced the anxiety that I felt, because if I don't have that bike, I cannot go to work, cannot get an income. But it's slightly above my budget at that time, and I've learned from it. And as I go along, as I paid off, I watch marketing video of motorcycle. There are a lot of beautiful motorcycle, much more powerful. People do a review on them. It's tempting. It's tempting for me to buy that bike, to be in the debt game. But after I when I reminded of the past mistake that I've made, be in the debt, such an high interest rate, because motorcycles has much more high interest rate. You paid a lot more, and then I've got into the accident last time. Imagine you paying for that bike and you're not using it because that bike is in the workshop, to do some repairs. That's opened my mind a bit about all these things. And the more I work, the more I think about all this money. I have to keep it instead of spending it uncontrollably, spending it blindly, using all this money buying stupid shit, and also paying the interest. That's something that I don't want to do anymore. And I record this video for me as a reminder so that I wouldn't repeat the mistake again, because it's tempting, man. The people who do all this marketing, copywriting, they've been paid millions, and all this marketing agency uses a lot of money to hook you, and that's why it's easy for people to fall to that trap if they're not thinking logically, if they're driven by their emotion. And something that we have to be careful of, because it can cause a everlasting trap. For example, when you buy a car, the depreciation or motorcycle, the depreciation rate is really high. You lose a lot of value. Sometimes it's more than 50% in 2 years. And then when you want to get out of that pressure of paying that high payment monthly, when you need to get out of it, you want to sell your car, and you found out that you're underwater. When you get rid of the car, you still have payments, you still have significant lot of money that you need to pay. So that's the trap. That's why a lot of people cannot get out of this situation. And the more I think about it, to look at in the long term, I think that it is not worth it anymore. It's not even attractive anymore. So do a calculation, because people nowadays, they don't do the calculation how much they will pay over a period of time, and the payment is fixed. They didn't do a calculation. If they did and think rationally instead of driven by emotion, they can make a much better decision that can improve their life, reduce as much stress in their life. living with no debt.